Top 50 English synonyms you must know to look like a native speaker. The more vocabulary you know, the sooner your English will improve. Let's get started with the most common ones. In charge of. It means responsible. For example, I think that media should be more responsible in what they report. Look into something. It means to investigate. For example, police are investigating an explosion in the city center. Mainly. It means principally. For example, we met principally to discuss the future of school. Good for. It means beneficial. For example, cycling is highly beneficial to health and the environment. Detailed. It means meticulous. For example, the painting had been executed with meticulous attention to detail. Go against. It means to oppose. For example, Congress is continuing to oppose the president's health care budget. Anyways. It means nevertheless. For example, I was born and grew up in Switzerland. Nevertheless, Italy is the country that I have grown to love and where I now live. Think about. It means to consider. For example, we are considering whether to change our advice to tourists. Next one is one of the top 10 adjectives in English. If the video was useful up to now, let us know by thumbs up. Rich. The formal form is wealthy. For example, he left as a poor working class boy and returned as a wealthy man. Pin down. It means to determine. For example, most people believe that children's personality is determined by genetics. Empty. The formal form is desolate. For example, the house stands desolate and empty. Talk about something. It means to discuss something. For example, if you would like to discuss the matter further, please call me. So fat. It means obese. For example, if he doesn't control the amount of food he eats, he will be an obese adult later. Go through something. It means to examine something. For example, the police will have to examine the weapon for fingerprints. Very kind. It means considerate. For example, it is very considerate of you to let us know you were going to be late. To deal with. It means to manage. For example, by knowing different stress management techniques, you can easily manage your stress level. Very poor. It means destitute. For example, my mom answered the knock at her door and found a destitute man. At once. It means immediately. For example, at the airport, he immediately began taking photographs. So fast. It means rapid. For example, the patient made a rapid recovery. Throw away. It means discard. For example, you will be fined if you discard your litter in the middle of the street. Give out. It means distribute. For example, clothes and blankets have been distributed among the refugees. On and off. It means intermittently. For example, she was intermittently confused and disoriented and wished to be discharged. Set up. It means to establish. For example, our goal is to establish a new research center in the north. Point out. It means to indicate. For example, research indicates that most teachers are dissatisfied with their salary. To sum up. It means in conclusion. For example, in conclusion, there are different ways to alleviate stress. Speed up. It means to accelerate. For example, she stepped on the gas and accelerated the car. Lack. It means deficiency. For example, some elderly people suffer from iron deficiency in their diet. Keep. The formal form is preserve. For example, we must encourage planting of new trees and preserve our existing woodlands. Also. It means in addition. For example, he can speak English fluently. In addition, he has been teaching it for 6 years. Look for. It means to seek something. For example, she was expelled from school and forced to seek work. Test. It means experiment. For example, this company is willing to experiment with computers. Say no. Means reject. For example, my teacher rejected my excuse for being late. This is another video to improve your vocabulary. Don't miss it.